my name is Samara Rosen, and I'm going to tell you about my sustainability project. So when I first heard about these projects, basically what I understood was we need to sustain something that we're really passionate about. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is getting youth involved with environmental action. And I was thinking about something that Marjorie told me in the beginning of the semester, which is I can't do everything on my own, and it's really great to bring people to act on the same passions that I have, and that's why she's the director of Woolman, or so I understand. And so I decided that I wanted to sustain the women student population at Woolman. And I decided to do this through going to different high schools. I'm mainly focused on the Met in Sacramento to give this presentation to try to bring students to Woolman to sustain the student population. So I'm going to show you this presentation. Got to switch gears a little bit, kind of preaching to the choir. But I hope you want to come to Woolman. So Woolman is a 16-week program for students who are really serious about peace, social justice, and sustainability. It's something different. It's an out-of-the-box learning environment where we have different style classes. We are located 13075 Woolman Lane, Nevada City, middle of California. And the first thing that we do when we get to Woolman is we go on a week-long backpacking trip with the entire student body, the interns, and the teachers, which is a chance to bond and be outside and learn together, which kind of is a precursor for what Woolman is learning together and being outside, doing what we love, jumping in cold water. But we come back because the campus is gorgeous. We have 230 acres of orchards, gardens, fields, and forests. But we also have cattle, we have a pond, we have running fields. It's beautiful. And like for Woolman, we have delicious vegetarian food. We live in cabins. Right now we're using our wood stoves to stay alive at night because it's below freezing. We have student lounges, and we spend a lot of time working outside when it's not freezing. And then we have 3 core classes. So our first core class is the environmental science class. This class focused from the inside, moving outward, getting larger and larger. We started with the self and how food affects us, and then how we interact with our environment and how species interact with the environment, ending with the galactics. With every core class, there's a trip that comes with it. So for our sustainability trip, we went on a food-intensive trip, a week-long trip in the Bay Area, where we visited farms, fast food places, slaughterhouses, creameries, just to get a sense of where our food comes from and how it affects the world around us. Lastly, every core class has a project associated with it, so you get to see the results of our sustainability project. I'm not going to tell you, anything about it because I don't want to spoil anything. The next core class is Global Issues class, where we talk about how to achieve a perfect society, and if that's possible, and what that means, and how we can create it. So for our trip, we went around to the Bay Area for a week, and we talked with a lot of people we were inspired by, and we did a lot of workshops having to do with the points you see up there. And lastly, we had a Global Issues final project where the point was to design a project at Woolman that we could carry out once we leave this school. And so we had people raising money for Unity Hoops basketball, which was started by David Dean, who's here. We have people doing restoration work. We've got people building photovoltaic panels. Just ways that people can help out in their environment, ways that people see the world needing something. And our last core class is our Peace Studies class. We looked at racism in the educational systems, in the justice systems, and just essentially how to achieve peace in our outside world and our inside world. We worked with a little bit of Buddhism, spirituality, as well as some of the systems that goes on. We combined our peace trips with the global issues trips. We went to the Bay Area, talked to people, had workshops. And for our project trip for Peace Studies, we're all creating documentaries, which you're going to see tonight at 7. And they're amazing. I'm not going to tell you about them either because I don't want to spoil it. One of the electives here is called the farm to table class, where we grow food in the garden, and then we cook it and learn about what's in it and why it's good for us, and then we get to eat it, and it's delicious. One of the things that's really big on Woolman is the community. Woolman is a Quaker school, and community is one of the really big values here. So every Wednesday we have community meeting, which means that the entire school community comes together and we talk about the systems that are in place and make sure that it's working for everyone and everyone has a voice and is heard when they see something that they would like to change or at least negotiated. We also have shared work, which means we work on the farm. We really work together to grow food together. And we have intern mentors who help us and learn from us, and it's just this really great community of help. And there's always a ton going on campus. There's tons of projects, whether it's making kombucha or doing trash pickups or knitting. There's always knitting going on. And if I had to describe the student body, I would say instant best friends, just at Woolman. But these people at Woolman are the most beautiful people you're ever going to meet. They're all just concentrated in this one place. And they're really talented. They have fire dancing and poi and slacklining and singing and knitting and crafts of all kinds. And we're really quirky. A lot of these are inside jokes, but some of them are pretty understandable. Moans is a moment of silence. We just take a breath when it's too chaotic. Secret Princess Fairies is a game that we play on trips where we give each other gifts. Gift economy is when we just give and we don't use money. We just, if you need a shirt and I need a hat, we can trade. And we don't try to Woolman gives 70% of Woolman receive financial aid. It doesn't hurt to apply. In fact, I highly recommend that you do because it's amazing. It's the best experience on this planet that I know of, which, well, it is the best. Okay, so you should join us. You can visit woolman.org and look on our website. We also have blogs. So when I was coming up with this presentation, there were a few things that were difficult. I had to make a really interesting PowerPoint that people wouldn't be bored watching, and I had to figure out places to show it. So I worked with Estrella, the outreach director and coordinator, and we talked about and worked together to come up with schools that we wanted to show this presentation at. So we worked through it. We just back and forth until it happened. And then I was able to give this presentation, and this is how people responded. And you should come to Woolman. So that's my sustainability project. Hope to sustain the student research. Welcome.